Welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're here to show you the barn swallow block that I made, or I've designed. It's a really simple, cute pattern, great scrap buster. And I can give you this pattern in the show notes below in 3 different sizes, right? 3. So the one we're going to do today is we'll finish a 4.5-inch finished block, and you will use your 2-inch strips or piecing. So come on a little closer here. We've got a lot of sewing to do. Okay, so I've laid out this block. There's 4 of them here. Now normally I would pick, very scrappy look because this is such a good scrap buster. The pieces here that I'm going to be working with are the blue here is 2-inch by 3.5, and then a 2-inch square, and this is a 3.5 by 2-inch, and the rest of it is all 2-inch squares. Well, let me just get started here. Why is this being so slow? Okay. Yeah, it's been one of those fun days. I was going to pull out a bunch of different ones, and I thought, no, we'll just do one of these, because this is a good scrap buster. And if I do it all in like this blueberry fabric, I can use it somewhere else in another quilt. So, and it doesn't have to be all scrappy. But yeah, you sew your flip and stitch corners one way, and I'll just run the last one through here to show you what I'm talking about. And then just like that. And then the other ones, you go the other way. And that will make them angle differently. And that gives the bird's wing, that barn swallow, it gives it its wing. Now before you do any cutting or anything like this, basically it's all chain stitched, right? But before you do any cutting of the back behind the flip and stitch corners, I always tell people to look first to see if that corner actually covers the square that you're trying to do. Now there's some people too, what they'll do is they'll make little hourglass blocks out of the stuff they trim off. I mean, we could do that here too. We'll see how small it is by the time we're done. And last piece goes through. So we got 4 sewn one way. And when I do this in a scrappy mode, I've got them piled. Like they're piled up, right? So there's lots going on. And I cut a bunch. I cut a bunch at once. So I should probably change to my 1/4-inch foot. Let's do that to do the rest of this. We'll just get this off. This machine is pretty fast to change feet. And the rest of this is why you do all those stitch and flips corners first, because the rest of it now is all 1/4-inch sewing. So here we go. And you just put these little squares together, and so I was thinking about what we're going to do with this channel. We're going to start a case study here right away. And I was thinking it would be fun to improve everyone's skills on different blocks. And not just do, the normal, easy blocks, but to do something a little more challenging. So these 4 are all sewn one way. And these 4 are all sewn the other way. So let's take a look at what we got. Okay, so I just line them up like this. So we got half of them going this way. They're like this, right? So when you fold this back, the top one back, it should match where everything covers. Like you haven't got any, you're not short on anything. So then we just trim this off. Okay, we just trim this off like this. And yeah, this is going to be a very, very small little hourglass, but what the heck. So you just trim that off like that, and we do the next one. And again, we got it good. Good placement. And when you're doing your hourglasses, you run them through all the same way with the bright side up or the lighter side up. And that works. That one works too. Length, right? So you just trim it off, run it through. This gives you another a little tiny block to play with in some other quilt, or it could end up in a border, or, you know, whatever you decide you're going to do with it. I like these little blocks when we get these, because you can expand them and make them bigger. This one works too. And like I say, you're just rough trimming out, that 1/4 inch. You don't have to measure it. You don't have to panic and get a ruler and all the rest of the stuff. You can just snip it. Now these ones go the other way. Okay. I'm just going to check them all at once. That's good. And that is good. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to run all these through and see what we got. Now once you get your flip and stitch all finger pressed out to where you need them to be, then we start sewing the block just like a 4-patch. Just like a little 4-patch. And this is where I do my webbing, you know, my, here we go. This is where I like to do my, you know, where you web the block. All of these are also done. These where I sewed the 2 little ones together. Okay. And you just finger press those open. Now you can finger press them where you are holding the seam open, because that will make the block lie flatter. And I'm just going to quickly do that with my fingernail, because that works. There we go. You'll be doing a lot of them. See what I do? I'm just moving this here, and then I'm just running my fingernail across both. I'm not stretching it, right? So now let me just line all these back up where I need to be, and I'll show you what we do next. Okay. Oh, these are on the wrong side. Oh, that one made a completely different block. Sorry. So we arrange it so it kind of makes this fun little chevron. Now the next blocks we're going to sew together is this block, right? Because that's going to make it a very easy little 4-patch. And what I do is I lay this down. I've got my seam to the top, because I want to make sure that doesn't flip close. Because if it flips closed, it's going to cause a little bump. So I just run them through just like this. There we go. There. I'll fold all 4 of them now, just about. These come together very quick. Now I'm going to take all these little triangles go off to the side. So what I do next is I take 2 triangles, 2 of them, and I just cut them apart. I open it so that the little the backing goes towards the blue, and I do the same with the other one, where you press to the dark, or you're just finger pressing this, and you put them together like this, just like that, and you run it through. And you're going to have the cutest little hourglass you've ever seen. Right, so now we're going to finger press these all open, all 4 open. Okay, just like that. Okay. All right, so here we go. We're just going to point the blue to the inside blue for the wings. This is kind of like the bird's head. Okay. And there we go. Now, this is where the 4-patch construction comes in. So you're going to do this just like so. I'm going to put, 2 together and then the bottom 2. There we go. And just like this. There. And you grab it again. You do this, a couple more times. Just a sec here, hang on. I was going to flip, so what I do is I just back up, there, press it down flat, go forward, there we go, and then press the bottom. And this way I've webbed my blocks together. So if I'm working with a bunch of different colors, they're now webbed, right? So it's kind of a quick way to move through a block. Especially if you were doing one. Now the reason I'm doing 4 is that the quilt that we show you that is behind me while we're doing this, it is 12 little blocks by 14 little blocks, right? Or if you make 4 in each block, it's only 6 blocks by 7 blocks. So you have a choice of making 168 little blocks or 42 big blocks. So for me, if I do 4 at a time and I sew them all into a big block, I don't have, for me it's kind of, even though I know it's all the same, that you're putting in all the same work, it doesn't seem as bad. So here we go. And there we go. And now I take another 2 little triangles, press to the dark, just like that. Press to the dark, put them together just like this, nest your seam, and there we go. So now we're just going to cut this so we have the little 4 patches almost done. And this is what the little side piece that we're creating. This is just a cute little hourglass that you can add logs to or whatever. So with this block is ready to put together, just like so. So you flip it over, you nest that seam. Now they're both dark, except you want this seam this way instead of this way. You want it down, right? So we're just going to run them through, and we're gonna, there. Ooh, where'd it go? There it is. This block comes together very quickly. There. So how is your day today? I hope things are going well for you. We're like, you can also clip this if you want. Once you get it started, you can clip it, but it doesn't matter if you clip it or not. Because by the time you finish pressing them, they're all going to go the same way. They're all going to spin the same way. There we go. Last one through. Oops. Let's get that one that doesn't flip the seam. There we go. Let me clip 2 more here. Okay. There. Press to the dark. This is how, if I was sitting sewing all day, this is exactly how I would do this. You know, press them all the same way and move it along and make little tiny little gorgeous little pieces, you know, for something. Okay, now I have 4 blocks, right? There. Now what I'm going to do, in order to make the quilt behind me work, I have to sew them all the same way. So there we go. So I'm going to lay them out just like this. Just like that. So I've got like 4 birds now. And I'm going to sew them together just in an oversized 4 patch, right? I'm going to match my seams, make sure I take the time to match my seams, and press the dark out of the way. So I've just flipped the top seam up. Well, hang on. Press the top seam up and press the bottom seam down. And I'm going to do that again. Press the top seam up, bottom seam down. Okay. Top seam up. Wait, oh, that's wrong. Oh, let's not sew that wrong. Let's not sew that wrong. Hang on, hang on. We're starting to sew it wrong, so that would not be good. So you want them all going this way, right? Just the same as the top, right? So they're all going the same way. I started sewing it wrong, so I will get rid of that mistake before it happens. That happens to everybody, you know. Like if you feel that you're just not, you know, you're not grasping stuff, or don't worry, everybody does this. Everybody sews stuff wrong occasionally. You know, there's no time, no use beating yourself up for it. Just correct it. If I had to take my stitch ripper out to do it, oh well, so be it. And I take another one of these. Press to the dark. See, after you do a whole day of these, you would have a whole little stack of these little blocks. And you run them through. Now, you take these 2 parts and you sew them together, right? And you have to kind of watch how your seams go. Like this is the dark side, so you'd flip it up, and this one goes down, right? Because this is where the dark is. So you don't want your dark to shadow through. Sometimes, you know, if your low volume is dark enough or heavy woven enough, you won't have a problem. So, you know, then it becomes like, yeah, whatever. But sometimes it's just, ooh, yeah, you'll have a shadow, and that will not be good. Here we go. Push that one under. Okay, and just line up that end. Okay, and I don't have anything else to sew, so I'm just going to cut this off, and we'll show you what we've got. And this is our block, our little barn swallow block. Now, if you want to do a focal point, if you just wanted to do this row after row after, it would look lovely. But if you want to make a focal point, especially like an offset focal point, this is how it would go, and then you would turn it 90 degrees to go here, and then 90 degrees to go here, and then 90 degrees to go here. Now, with this layout, there's only 4 blocks in this quadrant when they're this size, so it's really easy to put this offset focal, right? And you know, this one now, this quadrant is 2 by, I don't know what it is, it's 7, I don't know, 2 by 5, I guess, and then this is 5 by 5, and this would be 5 by 2, right? So just by putting all 4 blocks together, you're not dealing with a whole bunch of little pieces, because trying to pick up 168 little pieces off the floor one at a time is exhausting. 42 is not so bad. But anyway, so this is something you can try. It would look lovely if you just laid it out all in the same direction. It would look a lot of fun. But this is a great scrap buster. I pulled out a width of fabric blue strip, like, you know, for the blueberries, and the only thing I had left was 2 3.5 by 2 inch pieces out of a 2-inch width of fabric strip. So I didn't have a lot of left over. So if you take that and divide it by 4, those are little pieces that are coming out of your scraps that you might be able to make just 1 block. Just kind of think of it like, you know, those fun house blocks that people make out of all the eclectic variety of scraps? This is kind of a good scrap buster too. And I got to make a cute little hourglass star that I'm going to iron flat and square up to 3 inches, and I think it will be just darling. Here, I'm going to get my cameraman to just hold it up a little closer. But yeah, just something little cute that you end up with at the end of it. So anyways, I do hope you try this block, and I hope this block helps you conquer your Mount Scrapmore. I hope you have a lovely, blessed day ahead, and have a lot of fun in your sewing room. So bye, take care. So I really do hope you've enjoyed this video that you just watched. If you want an invitation to the International Stitch Marathon, please comment below the video. I would love to send you an invitation to this really fun event. A bunch of YouTubers and I have gotten together, and we're going to have the best time ever on March 4th, 2022 from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's going to be a blast, and we're hoping very much that you come and join us. But the only way to get an invitation is if you comment below. But if you enjoyed this video, share, like, and subscribe. We're so overjoyed that you're back with us and you're watching again. It's been such a lovely journey that I've been on. And if you want to see more videos like this, or videos where I show you my pattern, my very beginner-friendly pattern called Barn Swallows, you know, we'll comment as well on those. Okay, you have a fabulous day and a great week. Bye!